All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Kappa Invitational Season 4 group stages. We are here with Happy Feet versus RRQ in a 2-game series. Thank you so much for joining us here on moonducktv. Again, my name is Mont. Joining me today is Trent Pax. Trent, I guess we sort of witnessed, but also missed one of the best, closest Dota 2 games. Well, maybe not best, but closest Dota 2 games I've seen in a while. And it was between these two teams in a tournament that was not Kappa.
Yeah, they're back. I'm shocked actually that they're ready to go this fast. That's pretty impressive. That's some good fortitude here by the squads. Looking to just keep the ball rolling, keep on playing some Dota 2, and I guess we'll see what happens. Alex already gone, but RRQ, they're not fitting to ban out any sort of illusion or rat or split hero. So we'll see if Happy Feet are just like, okay, do we ban another one, or do we want to make sure one of those options left for us, just depending on what they open with.
Let me make sure everybody understands the game I'm talking about was between these two teams. On Happy Feet's side, they had Troll Warlord, Magnus, Lena. They also had the Arc Warden, which is probably the most important thing. And on the Dire side, which was our RRQ at the time, they had a Naga Siren, a Life Stealer, among other things, a Nyx Assassin, things like that. So it ended up going about 90 minutes in, as we were talking about it a moment ago. And not only did Happy Feet come back and win after taking a big they took mega creeps after a big fight, but they're ready to go already. I mean, they literally, for those of you that are watching the VOD, they literally just ended that game perhaps 2.5 to 3 minutes ago, I'd say, and they're already raring and ready to go back again after a 90-minute game. So, as Trent said, I think the right word, in fact, he used it, was fortitude, and that makes sense considering these two teams. But we'll start out with a bit of a different draft, at least for now. It's RRQ picking up the Slaughter, Abaddon, and Warlock for Happy Feet. So far, nothing too crazy, but again, it's still very early on in these picks here for both of these teams.
Yeah, this would be considered the one of two standard openers to Slaughter, I think. I think some teams would still go for a Magnus +1, either Jug or Life Stealer when they see this come out. Probably Life Stealer so that the Slaughter doesn't get his best friend. But the other option is to go for this Abaddon and Warlock instead. So you're going to have the Aphotic Shield and be able to cancel out that Corrosive Haze. You have the Warlock just to start building in towards more AoE damage with the rest of your draft. Deny it from your opponent. And Regum, they go for this hero, the Disruptor. Again, someone who's been getting a lot more stock in SEA Kappa specifically, seeing him a ton. And usually I've been seeing it picked up against Abaddon. So this seems pretty strong. Seems to be how they feel. The hero can be countered. You can just get that silence on top of Abaddon and kind of nullify him during the fight.
And after the earlier game today in our first series where we saw a Refresher Disruptor, I feel like this hero, I mean, he's always considered a 5 position role, but they got him an early Midas, which I really enjoyed. And I thought that's not a bad idea. I don't know if it's going to be the case because they have a Slaughter, and that's going to be their 4th position support. But perhaps once the Slaughter gets the Blink Dagger, Disruptor could be a bit greedier and go for something like the Midas. But as you mentioned, though, very good counter against Abaddon. Not bad against Warlock, too. If you can find that Static Storm before the Warlock drops his rock, you're going to be in a pretty good position for your team fight. So Rex Regum will go ahead and ban out a couple more heroes, including the Nyx Assassin. The Lifestealer will be banned out by Happy Feet, as RRQ played that in the previous game. Understandably so. But again, Trent, as you mentioned, there are not any illusion bans. And maybe there's like a gentleman's agreement. They're just like, yeah, let's not do that again. Let's not do that.
Oh, well, only one way to find out, it seems.
If they put themselves in that position, if either team go for something like that, they just have giant balls, in all honesty.
I think if you won, you definitely do it, because like the mental edge that gives, even if it was close, to just be like, oh god, here we go.
You're saying pick Arc Warden again? Because that's what they picked. No, it's Jug. At least for now, it's not anything crazy like that. I almost guarantee you that after a game like that, both teams are just like, they should be physically spent.
Ooh,
they're going
let
for
them
something
get Magnus.
completely different. Wow. Yeah, they're going to let Happy Feet grab it. So not only to get the Abaddon, but the Jug Abaddon and the Magnus. I got to say, I think Abaddon's actually, with Empower, I actually like it a lot. It's not the...
Well, the question comes back to, though, like, because some teams are comfortable running Abaddon as a 4, especially when he hard counters Slaughter. Just the same way, like, you're happy having Nyx and a 4 when he hard counters the Bat. So I think this is okay if they want to go still Magnus off lane even.
Yeah, that's the thing. But they do. Yeah. They have the mid lane open if they want to use that route. By the way, Jug mid is not a thing anymore, is it? Nobody picks it anymore. What happened?
Jug mid? I mean, it still happens. It's good against Invoker, honestly. So
it was like that in PL, right? for mid lane matchups like that. PL is obviously very good against Invoker.
Yeah, PL's pretty good, but yeah, I think Jug's still fine heading mid against an Invoker. Relatively okay. We still see it from time to time. It's really good when you have the last pick like Happy Feet do here too. So still an option. And it was actually RQ who we were watching the other day who were a couple times they've gone for that position for Abaddon. So
Yep, that's right.
Maybe they'll be thinking about that possibility, but probably safe to assume it's position 3 if they don't pick up a Magnus here.
We'll wait and see what's going to be picked up for. I mean, it seems like you think this is, I don't know, a definite Magnus pick, perhaps not, but a pretty solid choice if they want to go for it. Ogre instead will be their choice as their 4 position. They have the Warlock 5, Ogre 4, Abaddon 3, so the lanes are a bit more determined now. You just have to determine what you're going to send mid and what you're going to send safe lane. The Jug will more than likely go safe lane, and then it becomes the mid for Happy Feet, which again could be Magnus if they wanted it. So, you know,
yeah, it's true. It still could be. And this also gives Juggernaut a very easy mid though. So I think if he wants to go Jug Ogre mid and they pick a different carry, that's also pretty strong.
Just as fine.
Maybe like a safe lane Timber would be really good against Slark.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see what's going to happen next. 1 minute left in reserve time.
In fact, now I want to aggro, right? Because I see this Slark and I see Disruptor, pretty weak laners. If I want to go Jug, Warlock, Ogre, I could go Venge, Warlock, Ogre.
Ooh, I'm a fan of that.
Could also just go Warlock, Abaddon down bottom, Jug, Ogre mid, safe lane Timber.
No Ogre, Abaddon, just the Warlock, Abaddon. I guess they're both good. I was thinking Ogre, Abaddon because
fine.
you could just run at people with Ignite and things like that.
The thing is, I like the Ogre better mid though for punching the Invoker.
True. Well, a couple of bans. In fact, Happy Feet are the one to take out Magnus. They won't give it to
That's fair.
It's because RRQ have the next pick.
Yeah.
If Happy Feet had the pick after RRQ, perhaps they go for it. But
definitely, I think with Slark, like that's how we usually see Slark get run these days. Is having the Empower, like much more common than a solo Slark.
10 seconds remaining.
So
that is
they
true.
have lots of reserve time.
They do, minute and a half. So they really can think. I mean, that band they might have seen coming. They could think of if they were going to go for the Magnus, they can go for something different now.
I think a different empowering hero in the Darkseer is still very strong.
That's
but they need team fight, they say.
They go for the Brute, which is again, it's kind of like oh, it's the 5th pick, Meepo. All right, well, good luck.
Alrighty.
This game could go one of 2 ways.
Well, Brewmaster does not do anything to Meepo.
He really doesn't.
He does fuck all.
Hey, he's got Thunderclap, man. Come on now.
This is almost the exact same draft they ran 10 days ago versus Execration for RRQ. They like to reuse a lot of the same drafts. Like, they ran Invoker, Brew, Slark, Disruptor, and the Slider was just replaced with an Ogre. And then yesterday, when we were casting them, they had this Abaddon strat that they've ran a couple times where they go Abaddon, Lena as your... it's Abaddon, Winter Wyvern as a support duo, and then they go Lena, Nature's Prophet, and it's all tied together with a Drow, and they run that a couple times.
Right.
So they seem to have these like strats. Sadly, they don't have a lot of wins with them, but
that's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the issue. I don't know. Brewmaster. What did Brewmaster give them? You can toss up the Abaddon, is very strong. You can just like throw him up in the Cyclone. Again, another great way to ignore him during the fights. Their team fight was a little bit weak, I guess. With like Invoker is obviously a very good team fighter once he's levels, but early game with Slark needing his Shadow Blade to be effective could have been a little bit sketchy.
I apologize. I'm adjusting my mic in my seat. I'm trying not to have back problems. The way that I was sitting is not great. We're using like those clear chairs downstairs instead of like an actual like, you know.
Oh, where'd the racing chair
I have
go?
it next to me, but apparently I just forgot to bring it over, and I meant to do it actually after last game. So I think Annie was using it for Betway, so I'm just sitting on these clear chairs that feel like ass on my back especially. Like no human sits like this. Anyway, let's get into the game. It is Happy Feet versus RRQ, the grudge match here in C Kappa. We'll see who does win said grudge match, as it is just game number 1. So we have 2 full games for you guys. I will say that this game could end pretty quickly if this Meepo gets out of control, though, Trent.
I agree.
Okay. Glad we could come to terms with that.
Meepo!
Meepo! Some observer wars being placed here in the enemy jungle by the Radiant. Well done to get up there and put him down as quickly as possible. Same could be said for the Dire. This is an award I see too often, actually. You usually see it over, you know, like this ward here or something over here, down here, even over here is good, perhaps here. But the one over here, the entrance to the river, the rune spot at bottom, is interesting to see that ward being placed by the Dire team. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I guess just worried about the ogre probably. If he like is gonna be mid and then he just like wanders on down this way. Good ward for that. Probably one of the best reasons to have it, I would think. Oh, sorry, that's a Dire ward.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, it's a pretty interesting ward. I guess the Slardar maybe? Because maybe they're thinking that Slardar is going to be mid, right? And it's going to be kind of the same thing as the Ogre, where if they bring the Warlock down bottom to help the Abaddon, and then they might have to feel forced to bring the Slardar over, and then Warlock rotates once that's happening, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you're right. That is not a very common one.
I will say also that the Radiant ward was spotting out this Dire ward that was just placed down. I wouldn't be shocked if they deward it. Dire will meanwhile throw a sentry here mid, just for, I guess, goofs and gaffs.
Yeah, thinking that's where it was.
Yeah.
But
anyway, Bocarino steals the creep wave, by the way. Jesse Vash is like, I will auto attack you. I have a lot of damage. And Bocarino's like, I don't care. I have tangos.
Same thing bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, I also stole the wave.
However,
but
he's taking a lot of damage, but should be fine.
Koala is trying to be sneaky, but he's spotted.
Yeah, they know.
Power vision comes very far, my friend.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is. But Yash is running a little bit low in regen. He only has one tango. He is walking over there. He's trying to shrine. And he's like, oh, baited. There's your mana. And just literally crush. Now they're going to try to go for first blood here. He doesn't have sprint. No crush for another 3 seconds. Aphotic shield. With that crush, they probably don't get the kill.
Oh, he got the orb slow.
Yeah, he did, but it's just not enough. They need another ignite if they want to get that kill.
That wind
Bocarino
blaze.
also getting chased to the shrine. Now Jesse Vash is going to feel the wrath of the Brewmaster's flail. Whatever you want to call it. And that'll do it. Jesse Vash will have to back away. So, already some early action from both sides. Interesting stuff.
Well, it will indeed be our Ogre who ends up down bottom, at least for now, thanks to these rotations, saves, the attempted plays to the shrine. And he's like, yeah, I can chill down here. I got a meatball mid, you know? Oh, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Bocarino thinks it's pretty funny, though. That type of laugh is great.
I mean, you just spent 90 minutes and another game, as they also had another 2-game series over there.
I wonder if he was, like, being facetious. And like, or sarcastic, I guess is the right word, not facetious. But Bocarino taking a full spin. Oh, thank you, Apple. I do want to upgrade iTunes. Thanks for asking me in the middle of the game. Appreciate it. Anyway, it's a pretty good start for our Happy Feet. 12 last hits for Ben right now. 13, in fact. What a guy. He's a double damage too. That's great. The classic.
How do you solve a problem like Meepo?
Poof the wave, head to the jungle, see you later. I don't know, how do you solve that problem? Like
Very good static storms. I mean, single target focus, right? Just get one of them as fast as you can. Very difficult with Invoker, Sunstrikes. Can't really help you. That's generally your finisher against the more important heroes, and they won't be able to do that because it's a giant shitload of Meepos. Like, it's all on Slark, I guess.
It's not easy.
Also not too easy. No.
Yeah. Slark is doing well, though, this bottom lane. Poor man shield, boots, Glowing Blade. Get a good start here, and we'll see what happens. Ogre's been setting bottom for a while, but I don't know if he can do anything. The one thing is he is keeping Koala confined to this bottom lane. And they're not really stopping the Abaddon from farming. Still has 8 last hits. Southern Crush will come out, but it is level 1. Does literally no damage. And
yeah, it's a bit too close to the tower for any sort of a pounce shenanigans play.
Yeah. So, top lane, a little bit less CS going for the Brewmaster Panda. But they should have about the same experience. In fact, they do. So now, Kel'Thuzar getting run at, has the Ignite on him. If they get one auto attack off, might be pretty good. Level 1 Curse of Avernus is there for Yaj. That's Koala rotates mid too for some reason. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's just trying to run at Ben, it looks like, who's about to clear out this creep camp. This Hellbear Smasher might be taken by Koala. So some free gold for him if he walks in and finds this creep camp. But instead, he's very intent on getting the kill on the Meepo.
They just skip right past it.
Not see it.
No, they didn't see it in their vision.
Oh God, just go down there, man. You don't know what's there. Creep camps are so good.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be such a happy Slardar. That would
like,
be worth like double crushing or something.
He's got not only the Hellbear, but he probably kills that entire camp. It's like 300 gold at least.
Yeah, now they're just regenning up.
Yep. And Ben's gonna go back over and bring him down pretty soon.
He goes and gets his own bounty rune, and you know, typical Slardar stuff, right? You slither around the entire map trying to get all your bounties gathered up. That's how you get your early game farm, especially when the lanes are difficult to pressure or when it's a hero mid that doesn't really help you.
He's only level 2.
Invoker Cold Snap's not the best setup.
No, not really. They're going to also have in the jungle the Warlock. I think trying to stack for him. It looks like should be successful. Yes, it is.
Oh, he'll get a little bit of stolen experience here. This is good. Oh yeah, that was good. It was like a fifth of a level.
Yeah, someday he'll get to level 3. And then level 6 will come shortly thereafter, I'm sure. Bocarino almost getting chased. Blade Fury is actually coming out. TP, is it going to be in time? He cancels it, and Jules will get first blood. He knew that if he brought him into the tower range, he might actually turn that around. Unfortunately, Jules, however, kept following with the Blade Fury. And now, although his salve is done, oh God, Zephyr gets the kill on Yash. Sunstrike came out down bottom. Looks like they were getting chased down. Solo, the Slark will eventually get dropped in Yabayu as well. R will finish the job. And yes, they do lose their Abaddon, but killing Slark is pretty great at this point of the game. So it is a trade, not a great one for Happy Feet, but it is a trade.
And that top play was close. You like had him with the spin and then tried to like TP and then start moving so like he wouldn't be ready for him to start moving again, but he was right on that. He might have had the move click shifted right on top of him there. Just your good jug plays. Koala steals another bounty.
Yeah. Oh, the juke! That juke! Oh, he was so close to making a godlike play. That crit. I can't believe Jules got that crit to get that kill. That was a crit, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a crit. It definitely was.
That's nuts.
Oh.
That was almost dirty. I love those jukes. Those are my favorite jukes. Going up and down or down and up the stairs. It's great.
Oh, well. Bad life.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Ensnare, Fire Blast. I believe your Slaughter is dead. All right, well, they're getting Meepo'd now. It's happening. Fred's almost a Dragon Lance completed here.
I have, like, no faith that RRQ win this game. I haven't since the draft.
I am with you on this, my friend. I think the way this game has started, it's not great for RRQ. I mean, yeah, they got a Slark, but...
Meepo, you know? Like, you get 5th pick Meepo'd sometimes.
Yeah, it does happen. You can't really... I guess you could feel upset about it from the drafting perspective, but, like, losing to it is almost expected. If you win against it, congrats, you did a great job, but... Yeah, it's bottom lane, level 5, not level 6, so no borrowed time. But, however, with Curse of Avernus, Bloodlust, Fire Blast, Yabayu is lucky to be alive as the TP now canceled from the Brewmaster. So they might know that it is canceled. Yabayu, if he walks up again, he might die. So he needs to be very careful. Kevlazar, too. It's not like he's the tankiest person in the world. Level 2 Bloodlust, Ignite about to go out. Aphotic Shield damage coming in. He almost got it.
He's just waiting on 6.
Yeah, he's not happy.
It's the worst. I hate being the Slark. Like, you need that one level for whatever skill it is. I mean, it's
so
always
close.
Slarks that fall in this situation.
He's going to get it with
He'll
these
get it
creeps.
here.
Yeah, should. One more. Oh, if he doesn't get 6 here, I'd be so sad. But it doesn't matter. He's got another creep coming in.
22 experience.
It happens like
there
every
we go.
time.
So, all right. Well, happy Kel'Thuzad.
Well, not happy Yabayu.
No.
Dead.
No.
Man, this Abaddon Ogre combination is disgusting. It's gross.
It's pretty filthy.
I'm good. It's just like, what are you supposed to do against that? You get levels, you get level 2 Curse, you get level 2 Bloodlust, good luck. You get ignited, you're dead. See you later.
The other thing is, because we talk about the potential of it being like the Warlock Abaddon, which is also still fine, but what I'd rather have is, since you have a Meepo, who's way stronger versus Invoker than a Jug would be, so he doesn't need that Ogre, Meepo just runs in the jungle, and Warlock's been soaking mid. Jesse Vash is 5.5.
Oh, boy.
Pretty happy for a Warlock, I would say.
Yeah, look at the other support levels. RQ's Yabayu and Koala, both level 4. But they're rotating.
This big rotation. They're only going to fight a Warlock? They're like, no, we need this Meepo. Where
they're going to head to the enemy
guy?
jungle, and unless they TP up here with Ben. They're not going to find him. And he also, by the way, has a Dragonlance. There are some pigs coming out.
Pinged.
They have no vision here, so I think they just guess. And they will
Slider's
guess correctly.
saying, listen, he's not here, so he must be over there. What
They're
do you
losing
do?
their top tower while
and
this
look,
is happening.
smoke dissipates, and they're under
on
this ward.
the ward. Yep. And look, Hitband. He's just like, I am sending my Meeple Prime back home. I'll poof away. One of my clones can stay here and go farm bottom, I guess. And Jules will just find a tier 1 tower for free. Absolutely free tier 1 top lane. And he'll start building into his Mantis style.
Mid lane, they're trying to make the same trade. Wow, they're going to use the Demolish. There's the Alacrity. I guess we didn't really outright say it, but you guys have seen this one before. The old Alacrity Earth Panda, right?
Classic.
Get the Demolish.
They will get it
quickly.
Yeah, wow. 300%
It is
bonus
it's a
damage to buildings.
300% bonus damage.
Yep. But they will lose the Disruptor bottom. Slark is able to make it out. Meepo saying that was fun, kind of indicating how Happy Feet feel about this game. And well, RRQ are lamenting how this game is going. But so they'll get the tier 1 tower mid, but they lose the tier 1 tower top and the tier 1 tower bottom. So again, a trade, but not a great trade. And this will get about 6,000 net worth advantage for Happy Feet and Tret. Well, I don't know, man. It's not great for RRQ. I say that a lot, but this especially is not great. Jeez.
That's definitely their win condition, it feels like. It's going to be like they get they get Shadow Blade on Slark. They get a kill, and they just brewmaster buildings.
Jesus, they just threw the kitchen sink at poor RR. I mean, he got glimpsed, sunstruck, clapped. There was a Slithering Crush thrown in there, perhaps. I'm not even sure. He just got absolutely wrecked. All right, well, they got a kill again. But yeah, you're right. The tier 2 towers, Brewmaster Split is going to be a very important ability to fight around. It's still down for 50 seconds. He actually is not far away from a Midas, but that's it. Brown Boots Midas. What does the Abaddon have? He's not going for the Midas this game. He'll instead be picking up what seems to be a Vlad's and a Medallion.
Okay. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Solid item choices here.
People just got an item. Oh, it's a Blink Dagger. No. Like the Alchemist of the New World, Meepo farms extremely fast, gets plenty of levels. And guess what? It's Rosh time. At least for him. The rest of his team is going to push mid, though. Bloodlusted up Juggernaut. Good luck. Yeah, Slithering crushed up. He does have borrowed time. Are walking in. This is not an easy fight to take if you are the Radiant team, especially when your Slark is not nearly online yet. Only Brown Boots is trying to get to that Shadow Blade, but no treads. Sunstrike will come. It's into the Rosh pit.
Like,
all
this
of a
is
sudden,
so frustrating. They're just like taking your tower and Rosh.
and they can't do anything about either of them. Maybe they can't bounce in. Static Storm is up. Can they get this? They snatch the Aegis from Kel'Thuzad. Beautifully done. Still in trouble. Ben is rather tanky. The Poofs will come out and get the Aegis. Ben, Meepo Prime, very low. They've already gotten 3. Can he get out is the question. Kel'Thuzad trying to fight the Aphotic Shield. It's just the Sunstrike. Oh! Zephyr gets it, but how much does it actually give you?
Dude, it must give him a lot. 804 gold. Are you serious? Oh my god, Dota 2.
Well, he might die, though. Blade Fury. Oh, he's so close.
Damn it.
He's so close. But he won't go high ground. Fire Blast comes out. They needed detection. They don't have any on anybody, in fact. They do have Warlock Golem, by the way. Something to keep in mind.
That was crazy. I was watching mid. I didn't even know that they were going for a snatch play.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty sick. I'm glad you caught that, because I was
me
only
too.
supposed to yell about mid because he was Omni slashing and Book Arena tried to split to survive the Omni slash, and the last slash got him, but I think it would have been a bad split anyway, so I think he's kind of happy he died.
I'm sad I didn't get it, though.
No, it was like literally the exact time, so
it would have been impossible.
It would have been bad.
Yeah. Koala is in the tree line. See you later.
Pew.
Yeah, Jules did not have Omni Slash. Even if he did, there's no way they get that kill. But 9-3 the score. That kill on Meepo sort of evens things out. It was headed straight down to 10,000, and now it's taking a detour back up towards about 7,000 for Happy Feet. But yeah, I mean, this game is I mean, besides that snatch, it's about as bad as you can get, and also Zephyr getting the kill on the Meepo. It's not great, but there is, again, that Observer Ward that is scouting out Ben. Needs to be careful. Alacrity is up. He has his blink. They're still smoked. He's going Ethereal Blade next, by the way, for Ben. Meanwhile, bottom lane Koala is trying to set something up, but they might just, again, lose that tier 2 tower for free. Zephyr walks through that sentry, but he wasn't ready. They didn't have vision. There's going to be the meatball. They use the static storm. He's so tanky, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Finally, a great gank, but now bottom lane Qual getting chased down, trying to eat his way through. Fire Blast comes out. Blade Fury is there. Ignite is up. Slithering comes too late, and Jules will find himself a dominating spree. So while one hero gets ganked, starts getting a bit lower net worth, another hero finds himself a kill and continues to get farmed. That is the Jules Jug.
Oh, that is good, though. It's another 500 gold for the Invoker.
I mean,
I like this Meepo build. I think this is cool. Like, I haven't seen Meepo since the Dragonlance got nerfed again, but this idea of just, like, one Dragonlance, and then he's like, you know what? I'm just going to buy some Wraith Bands, because they're, what, 500 gold, 485 or whatever, for 6 agility, or you're paying 1900 for 12 agility.
Yeah.
Now the Dragonlance has been so heavily nerfed.
Let me ask you, why don't you just get an Aquila if you already have one Wraith Band like this, or even two?
I think he's just going to sell them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I meant more of the early game than now, but yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, I hear you're saying. That's true.
Omni Slash, good Yule Scepter, Blade Fury comes out. Zephyr is very speedy. Oh, the juke is there. Again, if he has detection, that's a kill. They need to start carrying it. So Omni Slash is now down. He'll go regen up. Vlad's is up. They have a range drop for Jules. Golem is there. Do they have any detection at all? And the answer to that question is no. They do not. Well. Here we go. Head to the high ground, baby.
This is brutal. Like, the way this Invoker Brew thing works, too, is it's always late game.
God.
All right, that's 3-man chains. The range on that, my God.
Bocarino has to just ulti. Static Storm comes out. Jules is Blade Furies. That is the saddest thing in the world. And you know what? You're going on Yash, who's borrowed time. The Glimpse comes back. Kel'Thuzad runs in. This is not a great fight, and the split is going to be done soon. They need to run. Yash is in deep, by the way. Yeah, this is not looking good. Ice Wall comes out. There's the borrowed time. They pounce, they jump in, they throw out a couple of Meepo poofs, and that's that.
I mean, they're alive.
Yes, but they have no abilities. I mean, like, the Invoker needs to come out and do some work here. Meatball comes out, Kinetic Field is there. Slithering Crush, but Meepo is so tanky. Kel'Thuzad is dead.
He just melted.
Van is going to go down, but the Earthbind is in time onto the this poor Invoker, and he's going to get chopped down by Jules. That's a double kill for Yaj, and all 5 are dead. And, well, Trent.
Do you just... I don't know. Do you?
I would, but that's me.
I mean, they already took the tier 2 bottom. That's crazy to have a tier 2 bottom taking it, like... That was some good planning, guys. Getting that nice and early so you could double racks.
Yeah. They might not even get double racks. It's taking a little while. They probably will. Yep, good game stall. Well, it was a quick game 1, Trent, let me tell you. That was the complete opposite of game 2 of the last series we saw. At least... RRQ versus Happy Feet, and that's a 90-minute game. Complete antithesis. Yep. So glad we got to see that. Good stuff.
X the Meepo.
Yeah, thinking. That's the Meepo pick right there. Well, folks, that is going to do it for game 1 of this 2-game series. So, I mean, there's not... I don't know. You got anything to say, buddy? I mean, there's nothing going on here, let me tell you.
I'm just trying to think, like... Meepo, like, what even happened in his life this game? He, like, sat mid, and he went to his jungle, and no one came. Right? Yeah, no one came, and no one bugged him at all.
I mean, he died 3 times.
The Roche thing. Yeah, but it was the Roche death, and then he died, like, again in the jungle, and then he just died when he pretty much looked like he was playing, like, with an Aegis. You know what I mean? That last high ground push, he's like, whatever.
He just A-clicked mid.
Yeah, he's like, if I die, it doesn't matter. You guys can get the other racks. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Invoker Brew is really cool, but it might have been one of the situations, like we said, RRQ, they seem to use the same drafts a lot. So they might have been like, oh, hey, they're doing the Invoker Brew Slark strat. I bet we could just Meepo them. Oh, yeah, let's Meepo them. And then they just 5th pick
and they Meepo'd them. Lost. So game 1 in the books, game 2 right around the corner. Not much else to say about that. Thank you for watching. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back for game 2.